Hey y'all, today I'm going to be showing you how I built this box. A couple of months ago, my wife asked me to make a box to hold all the cards that we got at our wedding reception, and this is what I came up with. I had a super fun time building it, and so if you want to see how I made it, stick around and I'll show you how I did it. So to start out, we're going to be milling down all of our pieces to the right size. The end panels of our box are going to be made out of mahogany, and then the sides are going to be made out of maple. So we're going to go ahead, mill down parts for the end panels and glue those up, and then we can start working on the sides of the box. I'm going to be assembling all of this using dovetail joints just for fun. She kind of gave me free reign on the project, so I was like, yeah, I'm just going to try some stuff, see how it turns out. So anyways, we'll go ahead and get started with that, and then we can move on to the next step. So I just finished cutting the sides of the box to their final size. And so now what we're going to do is I'm going to put a rabbet on the inside of both the front and the back of the box. And this is just going to help clean things up on the inside, make it look a whole lot better, and it'll hide any little imperfections that we have on our dovetails on the inside of the box. The way I decided to do this is I'm going to be running each of the boards on their inside with the inside facing towards the blade on its end like this. I'll set the height of this blade to the thickness of my pin board. So we'll get this set to the right height, and I'm going to run these on their end through like this. You could also use a dado stack and have your boards face down like this. This is just the way I've decided to do it. It's a little bit faster, so I don't have to switch out my blades, and this is going to do all I need it to do. All I'm doing is taking a 1/16 of an inch off of this inside edge here on this end and on the other end. So the next step in this process is going to be laying out and cutting all of the dovetails to put the box together. This is only my second project where I've actually used hand-cut dovetails, so I would recommend that you guys go check out some of Jonathan Katz-Moses' videos on doing hand-cut dovetails. He does a really good job of breaking this down and explaining it in a way that makes sense, and it's really easy. Anybody can do it. So I'm going to leave a link down in the description to his videos where you can check those out. But I'm going to go ahead and start laying out these dovetails and get to cutting. So the next step in this process is going to be putting a rabbet on the bottom edge of all of the sides of the box so that the bottom will be able to fit inside of that. And then after we do that, we'll be able to glue it all together and start finishing the outside. To do that, I've decided to use a router. You could also use a dado stack or just do regular table saw blade to do this. I've decided to go with the router. So I've got a guide and set up on here. Got it set to the right depth. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting this, and then we can work on actually putting the box together. Okay, so I decided to change things up a little bit. The router bit I was using was not the correct type of router bit for this job, and it was super dull. And I was also trying to take way too much off at once. So what ended up happening is it took a little bit more off of this than I wanted to, and it's chipping out a lot. So I just got a new bit. This is a mortising bit. It's a little bit shorter. It's a little bit more rigid. It's not going to flex as much. And I'm also going to be taking out about half of the material that I need to start out with, and then I'll go back and recut at the full depth that I need so that the bottom will inset into the box. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with that. Still going to be using the guide on the router so that I can get the cuts I need, but we're going to go ahead and do that. When you're cutting the bottoms, you want to make sure that you don't cut fully through your piece. Otherwise, you're going to end up cutting out part of the pins on your dovetails and also the tails of your board. So you want to make sure you only cut up to the edge of the board. Otherwise, you're going to end up putting a big, huge hole in the side of your box. I'm going to go ahead and get started on this. Once we get that all done, then I can actually put the box together. So I finally got everything ready to go. The bottom fits in, and so now I am ready to glue this all up. I'm just working on touching up one little mishap that I had happen when I was putting the bottom in. I had it a little too tight and I smacked it in there, popped a little piece off. So we're gluing that back on, but just about ready to start gluing this in. So as soon as that other piece is dry, we'll put the whole box together, and then we can start working on the lid of the box. Thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. If you enjoyed it or got anything out of it, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. And if you want to see any of my future content, be sure to subscribe so you can see any of my new videos. And be sure to check out some of my old videos over here. And I really appreciate you taking time to watch this, and we'll see you in the next video.